Trent, you gonna start hosting, or what are we?
I thought Brian was I thought
Oh,
Brian
I
was
was just
hosting this thing.
Yeah, well, welcome to Pulse of the
Jeez.
Heartland Super Bowl preview here. For our other socials, you can catch us at Twitter at Heartland Pulse, Instagram Heartland Pulse, and then Facebook and YouTube Pulse of the Heartland. If you have YouTube, you're obviously on it right now. But if not, go ahead and subscribe, like this video, and let us know what we're doing right. Let us know what we're doing wrong here. So, yeah, what do you guys think, man? We got a big game tomorrow.
There's a game tomorrow.
Is it?
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
game?
not including any of my favorite teams, but yes, there is a big game, the old Super Bowl going
We're
on.
talking the Waste Management Open, right?
Yeah.
Yes. PGA's fifth major.
That is not the fifth major of the PGA, Trent.
Shows what you know.
Like I said,
leading it right now.
This is going to be one of those Super Bowls where I'm definitely looking forward to the commercials and the halftime show more than the game.
Yeah. No, I would say that's kind of where I'm at with it. But if anything, it's kind of, there's not going to be as much stress this year without the Chiefs in there. I just want at least an interesting game, going into it. If it's a 6-3, LSU Bama national championship or the 13-3 Super Bowl from a few years ago, it's not going to be worth even watching the commercials at that point.
Hey, the important thing here, the leader is Sahith Thigala. Never heard of him.
There you go.
Second is Brooks Koepka.
I think this is, I could be wrong, his first PGA Tour event.
Really?
His first start. I could be wrong on that, but there was somebody close to the lead, and I think it might have been him.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. That's cool.
Well, if it's his first start, cool for him. If not, I guess best of luck. Brooks is going to be a tough out, at least at that point. But
yeah.
Nope.
And Xander Schauffele.
But for the real reason why we're here, Super Bowl is going to be tomorrow around 5 o'clock on NBC. Or sorry, at 5:30 is the kickoff on NBC. The Bengals are 4.5-point underdogs versus the Rams there, who is the home team in LA. Over-under is going to be set at 48.5. I do like to mention that it's going to be announced by Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth. So if you do need to mute your TVs, I would just give you a heads up on that now. Sometimes Collinsworth can be a bit much. I don't know about you guys, but especially if it's going to be the Bengals in the Super Bowl, I think it's going to be a little more ridiculous than usual.
Didn't we mention in, I think, the Super Bowl preview that came out yesterday that this is like a contract year for one of them, Collinsworth maybe, or Al
Michaels.
It is Al Michaels.
Okay. So do you think he's like a running back in the NFL? He'll bring his A game and then get that contract.
I think Amazon's trying to go after him.
Yeah.
Are they going to start streaming a lot more of these games, aren't they?
Yeah. Yep.
I know. I think they for sure have Thursday Night Football now, and it's a terrible logo if you've seen it.
No,
I haven't.
Look it up.
I'll tweet it out, but it's just all just a blue shield. That's all it is.
I believe isn't Marshawn Lynch going to have a show for Amazon too now?
Probably.
He's going to rival the Manning brothers.
Yes, in a different way.
Marshawn cast instead of the Manning cast.
Didn't he? Oh yeah, that is a terrible logo. I guess it's clean, but
to show how professional our setup is, this is the new Thursday night logo here. Gonna just have to show it from the phone, but it's just all blue. Just I don't know. I'm sure the stream will be just fine, and Amazon's got all the money in the world, so they're gonna get whatever people they need to announce it. Let's be honest. Thursday night games have been awful the last few years. There's been a couple good ones this year, but otherwise, I barely even tune into them. So sure, give it to Amazon. Sure, whatever announcer at that point, but.
Yeah, I want to say Al Michaels and possibly Troy Aikman was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Troy can get all boozed up before the games with Al Michaels now.
I just want him to let loose.
Isn't that Romo?
I think they all do it.
I mean, that's how we do this, so might as well.
Yeah. We're not guys.
Who am I to throw stones? I'm drinking a beer right now.
Yeah, what are you drinking, Trent? We forgot to even do that.
So, let me take my koozie off here. I'm drinking a Northern Flight Blonde Ale out of Lake of the Woods Brewing Company in War Road, Minnesota. It's Minnesota's northernmost brewery. It's like right up on the border.
All the
there.
way. Where was it out of? You said
War Road, Minnesota.
I guess
WARROAD.
that's the town.
Yes.
War Road. Oh,
Yes. Northern Flight.
I was gonna ask if it was up near Solway or something. Show off my geography knowledge, but
It's probably like
Duluth.
it's close to. Looks like on this map where the star is. It looks like it's close to International Falls.
I got you.
So
I got you.
I love that area of Minnesota. I could live up there.
I love northern Minnesota too. I go up there every year fishing. So
It's been a while. Well, we were there 3 years ago for a wedding up by Duluth and then went north. And I've been there multiple times before. It's just beautiful. They have some amazing golf courses up there too.
yeah, we went out of Grand Marais and went to the Boundary Waters when I was in like 8th or 9th grade. It was awesome.
Please tell me you went to Sven and Ole's Pizza.
I don't think we did. We went to the world's greatest donut shop. That was in Grand Marais.
That's good. That's good. But yeah, you can't go to Grand Marais and not go to Sven and Ole's. Come on.
So you mentioned Sven and Ole's. Every day when I walk to my truck in the employee parking lot from work, there's a truck backed in next to the sidewalk that walks in and it has a Sven and Ole's pizza bumper sticker on it. It's funny that you bring that up. Yeah,
Representing.
yeah.
But
So
I guess we can probably talk some football. Keep Clark and Bryant into this.
Yeah, let's get a little more involved on our football preview about Super Bowl. Yeah,
I'll do my Sven and Ole's pizza review next week. We got to do
there we
something.
go. There we go.
On Monday, you'll have to send in the that picture of your Sven and Ole's poop to Tushy.
Trent, tell the audience what you were telling us about on the pregame there.
So
Hi, Katrina.
yeah.
What's going on with your poop over there, Trent?
So
I mean,
We-
she just sent me a text. I'm like, okay, yeah, got it. So anyway, talking about the Ryan Sven and Ole poop on Monday. There is Tushy Bidet. They're doing a contest, and their tweet is, "We're serious. You could win $10,000 if you send us your post big game poop on Super Bowl Monday. Bonus points if you tell us what food it used to be."
Oh my god. We were talking about this before, but that was just a decision by the higher ups in that company. This is going to be a great idea, and then they go, "Okay, who's going to judge it?" All right, $7 an hour intern. You're going to make the decision there. You're just going to have to filter through all of these Super Bowl tweets. Just
that's somebody's job on Monday, just going through
Yep.
poop pictures.
So Joey's punishment for not being on this live cast Monday,
Yes.
he has to tweet that out on the Pulse of the Heartland Twitter.
his
And
Super Bowl.
we could make 10 grand go a long way for Pulse of the Heartland. Just
that's
saying.
right.
I
We
mean,
can get I can get a camera that fills the whole space here. That's more than 480p. We can do a lot of stuff with that.
yeah. Just think of the quality of our podcast going forward. If Joey wins us 10K with his super poop on Monday.
Super Bowl. The best thing is with him not here, he can't argue against it. It's just a vote 4-on-1 right now.
That's
So,
right.
If he's watching right now, I'm surprised he hasn't texted us yet. And maybe he just won't text us and we'll just find a big old poopy
he's driving
picture
right
on our...
now. He shouldn't be watching and driving at the same time. So
Well,
he'll probably get it afterwards,
yeah,
or he can rewatch it.
he's going to St. Louis to get that poop prepared.
Yep. Start the Super Bowl early. There you go.
Oh gosh. All right. So I know we went over our picks last week on on the pods who we think we're going to win. Are you guys still sold on the Rams winning it?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen or heard anything earlier this week. I've been seeing a bunch of Bengals players doing interviews and stuff, which again, it's the media time of the week, but it seems like the Rams. I haven't seen many of their interviews, but the Bengals they're going all out. So I don't know if that's indicates anything on their focus or what, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything this week about any key injuries that are going on before the game or anything like that that's going to make me change my pick.
So I liked on whatever day they did the awards, was it Thursday or whatever?
Yeah.
MVP and all that stuff. They kept themselves at the hotel. They didn't allow themselves to go to the awards ceremony deal. So like when Chase and Burrow got their awards, they did their speeches from the hotel. So it seems like they're pretty locked into this week. Whereas the Rams have a home game, so they're probably out kissing babies and all that good stuff.
They're feeling loose. They're winning.
Yeah.
24-21. Is that what I said? Yep. Rams 24-21. It's happening. Bet your house.
Yeah, I would say what we need to be doing after seeing the two guys that picked that both scores correct in the championship week and made like $500,000 on like a $10 bet. I think we just need to do that on ours because hell, if you get it, I mean, it's I've always been astonished by how much those odds are just by picking the correct score.
Yeah. I saw a deal that they somebody made up that the Simpsons predicted the score however many years ago, and so all the people put the score down for that game, and it was for the Rams and the Bengals, and apparently that was made up, and so all the people tried to go after that score, and that like put the odds way lower than what they were at the beginning.
Who did it have?
Bengals.
Was that?
Yeah,
that's
like
the thing I saw. Game.
Was that going around? Was it the Simpsons that predicted the Bengals were winning the Super Bowl? So,
yeah, and that ended up being fake, but enough people did it enough to bring the odds down.
So I was looking up Super Bowl past matchups last night, and the prior two times, so the Bengals are 0-2 in the Super Bowl, and the prior two times they played the 49ers. So like they were so close to playing the 49ers for a third time in the Super Bowl.
That is pretty crazy. So so you don't think since they're not playing the Niners, that's not giving them an edge here?
It's an edge that they're playing the 49ers. They played them twice before, 33 years ago. Yeah.
So I want to go some. So I still believe the Bengals are going to win, but on paper there is absolutely no reason the Bengals should win at all. And so there's these stats that I believe his name's Ian he has his own betting podcast that I listen to called Bacon Bets. He's actually a really fun podcast to listen to.
Yeah,
and
not as fun as us.
Not as fun as us, but we don't do betting stuff either. All that much betting stuff. And he also does stuff for BetSited also. So he put these out, the rankings and key stats. For yards per play, the Rams are second and Bengals are eighth. Opponents' yards per play, 6th by the Rams, 23rd by the Bengals. Third down offense, 5th for the Rams, 12th Bengals. Third down defense, 11th Rams, 21st Bengals. I mean, there's all these different stats, and the Bengals lead in only 2 of them, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 15 different numbers that they're throwing out.
Is one of them points by the kicker? Because the Bengals
none of those Bengals would be leading that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like 10 or 12 different stats, and the Bengals only lead in 2 of them. So on paper, there is absolutely no reason at all that the Bengals should win. This should be actually kind of a blowout. But the Bengals were never even supposed to make the playoffs, let alone make it to the Super Bowl. And there's just something about the team. There's something about Burrow and Chase and Higgins, all those people. McPherson, obviously MVP, going to be the game MVP. That they just keep on pulling these wins off. They were never supposed to beat Tennessee. They were never supposed to beat Kansas City. There's something about the team that I think they're not destined, but they're going to be able to pull it off somehow.
I think the biggest thing right now is going to be, for the Rams defensive line. I mean, because we've seen it the last few games where the Bengals, like you said, and there's been moments where they aren't even particularly playing like they should be in those games, and then they make the coaching adjustments at the halftime, as much as they can. But like in the Titans game, they allowed the 9 sacks. In the Chiefs game, they didn't bring enough pressure and they didn't change their coaching mentality, any coaching adjustments, and then they, pulled it off that way. I think the Rams have a decent enough balance between they have a solid defensive line as well. They have a younger coaching staff. I think Andy Reid's kind of set in his ways. And we've seen those collapses as far back as like Philadelphia. So I think McVay, he's going to have them locked in. I don't know. You're not going to hear me say I think the Bengals are going to pull it off because that's the number one thing. But I think I just think the Rams, they have enough firepower. Stafford, that's the bigger feel good story. I think I know Burrow won comeback player of the year, but everyone's been saying all week Stafford paid his dues going to Detroit. Now he's actually got weapons. He's got a competent team that wants to win. I think he's going to pull it off and with ease with that defense.
And so the other thing for me is Burrow has played in more meaningful games the last 5 years than Stafford has, and he's never lost one of those games. He's won every one of them. He just finds a way. When they were in the national championship against Clemson, I thought they were dead the first half again, but then they made a comeback like they did against Kansas City, and he just finds a way of doing it. But the other thing is McVay's been in the Super Bowl and just laid a complete egg. I don't think he's going to lay a complete egg again this time, but I think it's going to be a half an egg. So maybe he can come, make it over the hump and win a Super Bowl. Same thing with Stafford. I don't know if which Stafford are we going to get? If we get the Stafford that's complete and completing passes and totally accurate and not the one throwing interceptions, then it could be Rams by 21 easily. But has he shown that he's able to do that in the big games? I don't know.
How many times has Zach Taylor coached in a Super Bowl?
Only takes once. Ask Doug Peterson. Only takes one time.
That's true.
Well, he was on the staff with McVay, wasn't he?
Was he?
Could be.
Yeah, Zach Taylor was on McVay's staff. Well, kind of like we talked, like anyone that's been on the staff, that they've been touched by gold and they're this great candidate. So.
Well, and so here's the other thing that confuses me is you can't officially announce that Kevin O'Connell is going to be the Vikings head coach, but everyone's talking about it, and all of a sudden we have rumors of who's going to be the defensive coordinator, who's going to be offense coordinator, who's hired as wide receivers coach, offensive line coach, all this stuff. Is he 100% in the game too? Is my question, if all of a sudden these hires are being rumored to be going on. So that's another thing, is how much the offensive coordinator's head is in the game, which I shouldn't be going against Kevin O'Connell. I should be praising him and hoping he wins everything. But
I can't believe you're going against your new head coach.
I shouldn't be.
Coach
I believed in him like 10 weeks ago when I picked the Rams to get to the Super Bowl. Just saying.
It's all been down to that offensive coordinator, right?
That's right. So going back to Ryan's pick to win the MVP, Evan McPherson, I had to look up his odds, plus 10,000 odds to win. So bet 1,000, Ryan, get 100 grand.
Heck yeah, I'm retiring.
Yeah,
or paying off school loans.
Return 100 grand. Okay,
that's it. Or paying off school loans, whichever one.
That was going to be one of my prop bets. I was shocked how low it was, because that's where it seems like in the first half that, with most of the Bengals games and really any of the games, they've gotten stalled at times. If they don't have the, throw it deep to Jamar, he's out there somewhere. They've always gotten stalled around that 20, 25-yard line, and McPherson's been the one that's picking up the pieces. Right now, his over-under is only at 7.5 points. The lowest point total he's had in a game in this postseason is 13. I'm taking that. That's the easiest over I'm going to have the whole night. I think the Rams are going to have enough defense to stop to hold them up. Excuse me, to hold them up. But I would say as long as they can get the long pass to Jamar, to T. Higgins, whoever it is, and it just seems like they would stall out. McPherson, they trust the kid 100%. He hasn't missed a kick all postseason. I think they're just going to rely on him. And he's just going to keep kicking.
Yeah. I think for MVP, if Cincinnati can pull it out, it's going to be Burrow no matter who does what, just because of how much hype around him and all that stuff. And
look at the hype that he's had with throwing like one offensive touchdown every game.
I was just gonna say you're speaking to the right people about that. The two Chiefs fans over here.
Yeah,
I absolutely agree. He hasn't been that great this postseason. He's done enough to win, but it's been putting McPherson in place to win.
He'll get the Super Bowl MVP because it's a quarterback award.
Yeah.
Nope, I've seen more the last couple weeks about, did you see he's wearing a big Nike chain? Holy shit, he's Joe Cool. We got it, man. Be the actual quarterback. Like, that's been, as the Chiefs fan, that's been the toughest thing, where it's just like, they just want him so badly to be the next Tom Brady, and they're talking about his intelligence over Patrick Mahomes, and everyone goes, well, he's been hyped up the whole time. Well, the year that he was hyped up and won the Super Bowl, his second year, like Burrow can do, he passed for 5,000 yards, he passed for 50 touchdowns, he was the MVP of the league. There was a reason for the hype, and and he carried it throughout the playoffs. This one, it's just been like, but Joe's got a chain. He's wearing a cool jacket. Look at how cool he is.
You talk about being a Chiefs fan and hearing all this. Like, you're talking to two Minnesota fans who've heard about Aaron Rodgers the last 15 years.
Oh my gosh, I love that he won his 4th MVP, and he's got more than Brady and only one behind Peyton. It's like, okay, who has more Super Bowls? Who gives a crap about the MVP award? Like, really?
Back though, he looks really cool in his corduroy suit, dude.
Yeah. I'll say he looked amazing as John Wick for Halloween, but that's the best thing he did this season. He went to the playoffs and lost immediately. So who gives a shit? I mean, seriously.
I just see that he wears a mustard yellow corduroy suit. When the fuck are you going to wear that again? You're going to just throw it out at that point.
Well,
when
he's in a different tax bracket than us.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, I thought of wearing that for the wedding, but I was told I can't. But I would have wore it more than once.
I think the groomsmen should have got to wear that. But here we are.
I tried to do the Augusta bibs for the groomsmen, but again, apparently the guy doesn't make the decisions for the wedding. Come on.
Never ever, bud.
Welcome to marriage.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I want to see Stafford win too. Either way, whoever wins, I'm going to be okay with. I'm not going to be upset one way or the other. But there's just, I don't know.
Cincinnati public schools, I just read, they're all schools are closing on Monday despite a win or loss. So I guess they are going to need that extra day to get all the crying out of the way. One or another, happy tears, sad tears. But
so why those kids shouldn't be hungover?
That's kind of what I'm thinking. That's supposed to be where Dad's home by himself recovering from the hangover.
This is for the teachers, Trent.
Okay. Yeah. Close work. Let the kids go to school.
So, have you guys looked it over in the prop bets at all?
Kind of going through some of them on MGM right now, actually.
We kind of went over some of the goofier ones on the pod, like heads or tails or touchbacks and shit like that. Have you guys had any that you're really leaning towards that you're going to try and put bets on?
So I was looking at method of victory, and Rams in regulation is obviously the favorite at negative 170 or 165. Bengals in regulation is plus 185. And then it has Rams in overtime plus 1,400, Bengals in overtime plus 1,600. So I had to go look to see about Super Bowls that went into overtime. Do you know there's only been one? One Super Bowl. And Joey's not here to defend himself. Let's kick him while he's down. It was the 28-3 game.
Shit.
That's the only Super Bowl that's ever gone into overtime.
Well, you know what the weird thing is? I thought when you're reading through those options, it's either going to be Rams in regulation or Bengals in overtime because they just, like you said, they make those second half adjustments and they carry it off. But I still think it's going to be Rams by, what did I have? 28-17, so 11 points. I think it's going to be at least a 10-point game.
Did you guys see how McAfee changed the spread for the touchback one?
Yeah.
It was
when he explained it as well. Did you hear the explanation for it?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, they always they have like 45 minutes to rough those balls up before the game, don't they? Between when the NFL checks them to when they actually kick off. I think they have 45 minutes and they just go beat the hell out of these balls in a room. And
I believe with these ones though, since it goes into the Football Hall of Fame or whatever, it's a fresh ball, which is super hard, and they, it doesn't go as far. So, so I think what was it last year's like plus 250 for it to be a touchback, and this year it's only like no touchback, and this year it's only plus 100, I believe.
Yeah, the touchback on opening kickoff odds have it at minus 145.
Okay, so it was a plus, and now it's a minus.
Yeah.
He changes all of betting for prop bets, and he has Wiz Khalifa do Black and Yellow live on his show this week. Pat McAfee's It's just getting too big for his britches. Come on.
But no,
We
would
know
say
he's
I'm-
watching and hearing that. So
yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
I was kind of going down like some of these, and I don't know if you guys agree or disagree, but I was kind of going over like the ones that stuck out for me for like rushing. I would say I think the passing ones I don't know. I believe they're both around 275, and and it's like over 1.5 touchdowns. I guess. Let me get it pulled up here. I mean, Stafford looks like on FanDuel it's 283.5. Joe Burrow 278.5. I mean, do you have any feelings one or another on over or under on those?
I don't like. I honestly don't like any of the props for this game for like that.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't feel good about it either way. If it was a typical game, I would say over on both, but this isn't your typical game. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows how both handle the pressure? They're both playing in huge games.
Like if I had to choose one, like I said, I think that Rams defensive line. We saw it versus the Titans. Titans just couldn't close it out because they have no offense, which the Rams do. I just think if I had to choose anything, the only thing I feel comfortable with, and it's by a hair, is like Burrow on the under on yards. But I still think he's going to be able to throw a couple touchdowns. I think he's just going. They're going to rely on Mixon a lot of the time, which like for those like I have Mixon over 60.5 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw what he did to the Chiefs defense, which we're not the greatest defense, but he was just cutting them for like it seemed like 12 yards every carry.
Well, that's the thing is the Rams have an awesome defensive line. I don't know.
Mhm.
That's why I wanted to go over this. Usually when I see 64 main running back, I'm like, yeah, I'll take the over any time. But against that defensive line, I can't do it.
Yeah. The only other one I had for rushing, which I've seen him do it in the last couple weeks of the playoffs. Chase is over under is 3.5 yards on those jet sweeps that they have. I think I'm going to take the over on that. All he has to do is break one of them, and he's got the over there.
I really wanted to do that one, but that one wasn't available up in Deadwood.
Mm-hmm. I haven't checked if it's on Caesars or not yet. I just on Action Network they have every odds on every excuse me, on every sports book. That one, if they have it on Caesars, I'm going to put it on. I think like for receiving, I think Chase is also at let me see here. Because usually that's who I've been riding this whole playoffs. Yeah, Chase is plus 78.5 yards for receiving. Again, I don't know, man. It seems like he hits the one guy. The Chiefs game, it felt like it was Higgins. The last two games before that, it was Chase. I mean,
just take
That's what he does.
just take the over on receiving yards for Chase and Cooper Kupp. Easy money.
I feel like with Cincinnati though, they drop 8 more than any other team. I feel like they have a plan for Kupp probably. I would take what's the over for OBJ?
I would say first off, Cooper Kupp's was 103 yards, so that's a huge amount of yards. That has me worried. He's hit the over every freaking time.
OBJ is 63.5. I would probably rather play the over on that than I would Kupp this game.
So if you play the under on that and he has 0 because his wife's giving birth to his kid, do you win or is it a scratch?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
That's I texted you guys before. I'm like, you can tell OBJ wasn't planning to be playing around this time. When he was on the Browns or making that baby, he was like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll be in the off season for a couple weeks. We'll relax, be on vacation for that." He wasn't planning on being in the Super Bowl at this point.
When he was making that baby, everybody was on the Browns to make it to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
Like before the
Did
season
she
started.
poop on him first? Isn't that his thing?
Yeah, that's his thing. I think.
Yeah, he is a number 2 receiver for a reason.
So you guys are doing the Rams. Would you take just the money line or the -4 for them?
Well, I'm going to take the -4. Like I said, I think my prediction, is by 11 points. I think it's going to be close, but I just want to be a hater as well and choose the biggest spread.
Yeah, it's going to be 24-21. I already said it.
So for me,
I've never been wrong.
For me, with the Bengals, if they're going to cover, they're going to win. So I took the money line on them. But I think that's how I feel with that, with this side of things.
So I got in a pool at work on Thursday. It's $10 a square, and my square is Rams 9 and Bengals 0. So what's going to happen is the Rams are going to score 3 field goals in the first quarter, and then they're not going to score the rest of the game. Nobody is. So it's going to be 9-0 at the end of every quarter. So I'm going to win like $1,000. I'm taking it all.
I mean, shit. Yeah, I was just gonna say that could very well be a touchdown at the beginning of the year or at the beginning of the game, miss the extra point, and kick a field goal too. We've seen so many of those this year.
Yep.
But I actually did a Super Bowl square that I have one stupid one. It's like 2 and 9 as well. But I finally got. I think it was Rams for. In case people were wondering, like these Super Bowl squares, if you're not an avid gambler, it's the final digit of the score. So if you have Rams 0, Bengals 4, and the Bengals are winning 14-0, you get points, or 14-10, you get
14-10.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it was Bengals 7, Rams 4, or vice versa, one of those. So I finally got some legitimate scores for once in my life. Otherwise, it's like 5-6, and it's these stupid ones that never hit.
Yeah, I bought 2 squares last night at the bar here in Brandon at $2.12, and didn't have the numbers on it yet, obviously, because they don't put the numbers on there until the board's all filled up, so that way it's random. Yeah. So.
No, absolutely. Well, yeah, I would say you got a decent shot with 9. I would say that 9-0 is, I think, a lot better than something that was like 5-6 and 1-1 and something.
I can't see percent of the money, but I see percent of the bets is 50%, 58% of the Rams and 42 on the Bengals for public money. So that's kind of closer than I thought it'd be. I'm not sure if that's money line or not.
Yeah,
I'm guessing that's both.
MGM has Evan McPherson at plus 6,600 for MVP, so it's not even 10,000 or plus 10,000 like I just saw on a different site.
Yeah, for money line, Rams have 70% of the money. Bengals have 30% of or 30%. I'm sorry, Rams are 70% of the bets, and Bengals are 30% of the bets. But the Rams for the money line are only 51% of the money. So that small percent of Bengals fans are putting a lot more money on the money line. For the spread, though, they have the Rams have the most amount of bets and money put on them as well.
I feel like a lot of people have the same thoughts as me that if the Bengals have it that close, they're just going to win it. So just put it on the money line, make your money instead of taking the spread.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and as long as the Rams can play their game and they don't have a collapse like they did versus the Bucs and the Chiefs had versus the Bengals, I mean, I can see it both ways. I don't know. I think the Rams are going to pull it off with Stafford. It's going to be a feel-good story.
Like I said, they're on paper. There is no reason the Bengals should even be in this game. Let alone being even competitive in this one.
Exactly.
But
you want to go over? Sorry, go ahead, guys.
What'd you say? I was just going to say, if you had any more thoughts on that, I only had a couple more prop bets that I was going to throw out there as well. First touchdown scored, Kupp is plus 500. I think if the Rams are going to score if they win the toss and going to score first, I think they're going to rely on Kupp and he's going to hit the first one. He's got the best odds right now at first touchdown at plus 500. And then, like I mentioned, if the Bengals are going to win, they're going to have to rely on Joe Mixon really opening it up for Burrow. Mixon's longest run is only 13.5 yards. I'm taking the over on that as well. Mixon's really been. It seems like all playoffs he's been really hitting it hard. I haven't watched him in the regular season, but I don't know. He's been a pretty solid back for him, so I'm gonna have the over on that as well.
I like how in the last 5 matchups, both the Bengals and the Rams have covered against the spread.
No shit. Well, I think the Bengals a lot of time were the underdog, so you just have to win from those ones.
Yeah.
So, but no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off before you're wanting to move on there, Trent, or whoever it was.
No, I was gonna say, I have the agenda pulled up from Friday's podcast that we could go over those prop bets. We have heads or tails.
Yeah.
I mean, 50-50 shot.
I'll do Joey's picks as well, just so we only have one person reading them. But both me and Joey agreed on that one. We got tails. I know this is very critical information for the viewers.
I picked heads. That's
tails never fails.
Yeah, dude. Come on.
I think that was you and Joey's logic behind that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah. And Ryan had heads as well. So Ryan and I will be correct. Yep.
I honestly don't even remember. I think it was yeah.
The next one we did was over under on the national anthem, and I believe that I said under because they're gonna, in honor of Eminem being in the halftime show, they're gonna do the national anthem just like Eminem in Rap God, just as fast as they can.
For those who don't have the bets in front of you, the national anthem, it's going to be sang by looks like it's country artist Mickey Guyton, and the over under is 95 seconds. So I had the over on that one. I just think just with the it's the Super Bowl, it's grandiose. I think they're going to have I think they're really going to draw out that last brave out there for the Jets to fly by. I think it's going to go over.
For sure. Got to really draw it out there being a country artist.
Mm-hmm. Joey agreed with Trent though. He had the under.
It's going to be under 30 seconds with the Rap God.
Trent, can you find out the profit for national anthem under 30 seconds? Because I bet you that's like plus $1 million at this point.
Wasn't Trent supposed to have a rap rendition of the national anthem ready for this?
I believe he was.
I think it was Joey. He was trying to do it on the pod.
Jeez, Joey's really messed us up today.
I would say we're really putting him in a bind with all this extra shit he's got to do just because he can't fight against.
He can't defend himself.
He can't defend himself, so that's on him.
So see, that's where like the first episode of this live. That's why I jumped in because you guys were all jumping on me, so I had to come in and defend myself. I wasn't planning on being on the first one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were just doing QA in the background, making sure everything was going okay, and let that be a lesson to every one of us. Let's just talk crap about each other. If we're not on.
if you're not on, you're going to get shit on. That's all. You're going to be the OBJ of that session. So.
Good thing Clark showed up today.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't watch last week, so who knows what happened then.
Come on, man.
Oh, man. That could have been one more stream.
Yeah. We got to hit those triple digits on these videos, man. Come on.
Yeah. First play, run or pass. I had run.
Okay. Trent, I think I disagreed with you every single one of these. I got pass.
Yeah. We disagreed on everything except for who's going to win.
Yeah. That's it. I'll agree with you. If we might as well have one person have their Super Bowl pick win. It might as well be those damn Rams.
That's right.
Sorry, Ryan.
Yeah, so be it. If I'm the only one that wins, I'm going to look like a genius.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're going for the all in.
Never, ever listen to the other guys. Just let's take my betting advice.
Yeah.
And in fact, I'm not doing the spread. I'm going with the money line. Just I'm ballsy.
Technically, you're doing spread too because they're going to cover that.
I guess that is true. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you got to hype yourself up because I hit 2 of the bets. We cover the spread and we won the line.
I parlayed the money line with the spread and just made a ton today.
Yeah, pretty sure you can't do that, but
so empty the bank account out, put it all on that parlay, and we're good.
So Joey had run. Ryan, do you have it pulled up? I can just do yours as well.
I don't, but I believe I said pass.
Yeah, you have pass as well.
It's the Super Bowl. You got to show off. You got to make a big play right away.
It's the NFL, and whoever wants to win is going to run the ball.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I kind of feel like it's going to be run as well, but I got to stick to my guns. I already have it on record with pass. So what if I was only 3 double IPAs and a Crown and Coke in? I'm very.
Okay, well, we got some good golf in afterwards.
Yeah. We sure did. I can't remember the scores, but
you won the first round.
Oh shit! Okay, well then, I did very well. 4 beers in at that point, so. And the last. Oh, go ahead. I was just
gonna say the last prop bet we did was Gatorade color.
Yep, it's gonna be orange for Cincinnati when they win.
Yep. No, that's. I think you got to at that point. You got orange. Me and Joey both have blue for the Rams.
You know when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, they were drinking orange Gatorade, not red.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And whenever the Lions made the playoffs previously, they had yellow Gatorade. When LSU won the national championship, they had yellow Gatorade. So I'm going with quarterbacks love their yellow Gatorade, so that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, and I had red.
Well, I'll say for those who actually give a the odds on that. Orange right now
Purple
is
drink.
the best. Did this change? It says orange is the best odds at plus 186 right now. Yellow is second best at plus 300. Blue has gone down. They're plus 490 right now. What'd you say? Were you the one that said red, Trent?
I said red, yes.
Red. You have the worst odds out of us right now. You're at plus 790 right now.
That's why I'm getting the richest. All right.
All off of. How did you make your millions, Trent? Well, I bet the house on the color of Gatorade in the Super Bowl.
Yep. Betting prop bets.
The last one that we kind of teased and previewed, I think this one is pretty interesting right now. Which is going to total more, Cooper Cup receptions in the Super Bowl or the USA Olympic gold medals? Which right now the U.S. currently has 5 gold medals, and obviously there's going to be more Winter Olympics to come up. But I mean, I guess right now, are we feeling pretty comfortable with Cooper Cup over 5 at least?
He's going to have about 20.
He's gonna.
20.
Yeah, he's gonna set the NFL record. Who has the
You're a
NFL
bold
record?
guy, Clark. You're a bold guy.
It was T.O. used to have it. Who has it now?
Well, honestly, while you're
Super
doing
Bowl
the
record?
research, I mean, we kind of talked about. I mean, does anyone know enough about our Olympic team? Are we good enough to keep winning some golds here, or are we kind of maxed out at this point?
I really have no clue.
So Cooper Cup, you think is going to have 20. The NFL record is 21, set by Brandon Marshall. So you might as well just go with 22.
Oh, in a
And
game.
break-
I thought you meant
break-
in a Super Bowl.
No, in a game, and just set the NFL record in a game in the Super Bowl.
Most in a Super Bowl was by James White at 14.
For the Patriots?
Yep.
What
And
year
then
was
number
that?
2 is Demarius Thomas with 13.
Demarius, well, rest in peace, Demarius. That was
RIP, man.
bad earlier this year, but yeah, it doesn't shock me with Demarius. He was a beast when he was playing for the Broncos, and he kind of fell off when they traded him.
Was that with Peyton Manning?
Yeah, that was with Peyton Manning,
Yeah.
and then shocker, they traded him to the Jaguars, and they didn't have quite as good of a quarterback as Peyton Manning.
Hey, so what are you guys cooking tomorrow?
Well, I am going to do some queso on the smoker, and I
Solid.
am also going to do some Hellfire wings on the smoker. So,
Oh yeah, dude. Are you just gonna keep sending photos of it to us too? Just piss us off at the good food you have?
yeah. Well,
Sounds about right.
go get a
I'm gonna
smoker,
s-
Bryant.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to
Yeah,
smoke a slab of ribs, and I'm going to do just some normal queso in the crock pot.
Nice.
I don't know. I might just go get a block of cream cheese, throw that on with those ribs.
I was gonna say, if you got that smoker going for the ribs, you might as well just do the queso on the pit boss, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the easiest thing I've seen when Joey was putting it together. You just put the whatever seasoning you want on top of it, and just put it on a sheet right on top of it.
Yeah.
The cream
Oh.
cheese is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, my wife doesn't really love the smoke thing like some of us do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do the
Clark, I think
queso
it's-
kind of for her. Just keep it normal in the crock pot.
It's time to get rid of her. She don't like the smoke.
She don't want
Send her
that.
back.
Smell.
Yeah. Hopefully she's not watching.
No. She's watching the Olympics. She's got better things to do.
I was just gonna make a joke about that. I bet she's watching the Olympics. Well,
Yeah.
it wasn't a joke, it was correct.
The Olympics have literally been on 24/7 at my house. So,
So I'm gonna do a couple pork butts myself. Make some shredded pork for some sandwiches and some nachos. Actually, the last time I did when I only used it for nachos because they were so good that way. But I'm excited. I know I sent a snap to you guys, but our local grocery store had frag out rubs, and it's a veteran-owned business, different type of seasoning. So I'm excited to try those out.
are you going to do about 10 pork butts?
Just two.
Okay. All right.
Just two.
Step your game up.
Should be enough to get me through the work week for lunch.
There you go.
Nice.
Bryant, are you doing anything?
No, I think maybe if I get ambitious, I'll do some of those pickle wraps. Just wrapping it up in a slice of slice of ham and cream cheese around a pickle. But otherwise, I'll probably just go very basic. Grab the probably like that big half dish of like shrimp in the pre-made cocktail sauce. Very basic. I don't have the smoker, so I have to have people make my food for me.
Is anybody having parties, or are we all just hanging out at our own houses?
Pretty much hanging out. I think Rebecca's family is going to be stopping by, but yeah, pretty much hanging out.
Yeah. I might go home and watch it with the family, but otherwise just chill at my apartment.
It's going to be me, Katrina, and Amelia probably. That's about it. Clark, what about you?
Just hanging out at the house. So
I know at least the last 2 Super Bowls I've watched at your house.
Yeah. Which if the Chiefs had made it this year, it'd be happening again. But
yeah, big old Super Bowl parties at Clark's house.
Yeah. Since they're not in it, we're not hosting any party. But I think Ian's probably gonna be at our house because I think Cassandra's working, so gonna have the nephew over. So
there you go.
Nice. No, I don't know about you, Clark, but I hosted the Super Bowl the first year the Chiefs made the Super Bowl, and I was a pretty good host until they were down by like 10 or with 10 minutes left, and then my fandom, I was pretty pissy for about the fourth quarter until
everybody get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah, they were ready to leave. So the second one, which was even worse, I didn't even invite anyone. I was like, I can't be a terrible host inviting people over and be a dickhead, So and it worked out because I saw Mahomes just get throttled and rushed for negative 500 yards in that game. So
yeah,
but
the last
go ahead.
Last year's Super Bowl, I had to test out a brisket cook since I had only ever cooked like maybe one or I think I'm trying to think if I did one before the Super Bowl. For that was my first brisket.
Nice.
I can't remember, but so
that was one of those games where we're probably like, you know what, I'm just going to get working on the cleaning early because I don't need to watch the rest of this game.
Yeah.
That was brutal.
Yeah.
I think
so. I'm on. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think we were probably home at about halftime because when you have a 1-year-old at the Super Bowl party, it's
well, you got the gist of the
early
game
night.
too.
Yeah.
You know what the shitty thing was? Last year, not only the game sucked, but the commercials sucked too. I hope at least this year there's like the one puppy. What the fuck? It was the puppy, the dog, monkey, or something. I want something to remember because last year's nothing was memorable about them.
They've already released a few of them for this year. I think they've been doing that the last couple years, where it's it used to be an event.
Yeah, exactly. Now you're just. I can watch the movie before without going to theaters. What's the point? I want a surprise.
I know I've seen some teasers for commercials too, so everybody's got to get that going.
Yeah, there's one GM one that they brought Dr. Evil and Austin Powers people in that they released already. And it's like, it's kind of fun to have that. So why not keep it a surprise and release it on the Super Bowl instead of releasing it early?
Yeah. You know what commercials suck? It's the commercials that's like, this one's too hot to handle. Go to our website to watch the uncensored version.
Those GoDaddy crap thing. Yeah.
There's never a pair of boobs in there. I'm not going to watch it. If you're going to get me, you got to have something like that. Oh, they said the F word on a GoDaddy commercial. Oh, geez, I got to... I hate those. Just give me the commercial. You can be funny without swearing. I'm not, but they can be.
You're just not funny at all.
No. Oh, come on, man.
I'm kidding.
I thought I was funny enough wearing my Tim Tebow jersey. That was going to be my physical humor of the day. I think we look just alike. I don't know. Except I'm not left-handed.
I'm very shocked Clark is supporting the Rams after they moved from St. Louis.
Yeah, this is one of my St. Louis game.
Who is it?
Pieces right here. Can you see it?
Long?
Yeah.
Which one is it? Is that Chris Long?
Chris Long was drafted by the Rams in 2008.
Yeah. I remember that now.
My boy.
Okay. Well, I was going through because all of his brothers are in the league too. I was like, I didn't think Kyle was on the Rams, but
nope.
So, nope. I say I guess we are as a couple Chiefs fans. We are matching up with our jerseys compared to the non-jersey wearers.
That's right.
You think Joey's wearing one on his LSU? Yeah, that's close enough. Repping them. You think Joey's wearing a jersey on his romantic Saturday in St. Louis, wearing a Calvin Ridley or something?
Yeah, Falcons jersey.
Yeah.
Tony Gonzalez or something.
Got his Matty Ice on.
Yeah.
The shitty thing about that is I would hate it if it was my team. But if you're walking around in a Falcons jersey, I said that say the odds are pretty good. Someone yells 28-3. That's just gonna be the shittiest thing. It's just like, how many teams haven't even made the Super Bowl, let alone then people just shit on you because of 28-3.
So,
but they are the best looking fan base, so they have that going for them.
Yeah,
you can go to sleep at night knowing you're good looking.
That James White receiving record was in the 28-3 game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There we go. All full circle on this one. Exactly. But, if you are the most handsome fan base, people do have to tear you down every once in a while.
That's right.
Yep. Keep you on their level.
I can't believe they thought I was a Falcons fan.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Well, anything else on the Super Bowl commercials?
Our fan base is like bottom 10, so we can't really talk too much, Trent.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs were as well, and I think people watching
the Chiefs were like top 5.
Oh, they were top 5? Well, never mind.
Yeah.
They're going to really see how handsome we are.
Yep.
Me growing my full beard out rather than just the Andy Reid stash at this point.
I'm very disappointed we didn't have a cameo by you as Andy Reid on the off season.
I'll be honest. Once the Chiefs were out of the playoffs or stopped playing, like a couple years, I've had the mustache the whole time. But now that they're out, I just grow the whole thing out. Fuck it,
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll have it next football season. So, but now, anything else you guys want to go over? You guys all set? Any more hot takes before the Super Bowl?
I'm ready for it. Let's. I guess we were talking last night about, was it last year that there was a prop bet on whether or not there'd be a streaker, and some guy bet a crap load of money on yes, and then he was the one that streaked at the Super Bowl and won all that money. Is that going to happen?
I don't know.
Sometimes you just got to make it happen, Trent.
Yeah, bet on yourself.
I know the one in Kansas City the guy was bet $1,000 and he got it. So
yeah. Well, I mean, you know what the shitty thing is with that bet as well is like you have to have you're putting a $50,000 bet down, then you have to have like $30,000 to go to the fucking game. Like, I know there's some people that are trying to shit on the Bengals, which I'm going to defend them here. They're like, can you believe only 9% of Ohio residents traveled for the game? It's like, yes. Have you seen the price of these fucking tickets? Like, no shit that. It's not a game of the people anymore. It's just that's why they have so many celebrities in the freaking stands, is because no one can afford these tickets.
Yeah, with the
That's ridiculous.
prices of Super Bowl tickets, it's probably not even Rams and Bengals fans that are going to be there.
Yeah, it's
not in LA.
Who did Drake pick? Because they're gonna lose.
I know Tim the Catman picked the Rams, and he's been 0 for 14 like in the playoffs this year, so I'm not feeling too good about that.
Actually, I saw a deal yesterday, Clark, that Drake bet like a $1.5 million on the Rams and for OBJ to be MVP, I believe.
Well, they're doomed.
Parlayed it?
I don't know if it was parlayed, but
congratulations to the Bengals.
Cheapest ticket I see right now is $2,900 in the upper deck. So
yeah,
I wonder why there weren't a bunch of Ohio fans from Ohio going to the game.
Yep, Drake has put $1.25 million on the Rams to win. Odell Beckham over half anytime touchdown and over 62.5 receiving yards.
I mean, those aren't hold on, did you say hit for him to win MVP too?
No, it wasn't MVP.
Oh,
it was just
actually the touchdowns and yards. That's not outlandish, to be honest. I mean, I guess
no more than if the over under was half a touchdown. Heck, I should have put some on the one touchdown.
Absolutely.
I did also see on Twitter that the Waste Management has claimed their first passed out victim.
Oh.
It took this long?
Yeah, Saturday.
Probably just Saturday. Yeah, probably there was probably some prior.
4 years ago, that was Trent.
Yeah.
Did you
I
see?
think they were more trying to get him out of the sun so he didn't burn so bad.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal on Sunday when we were at the Waste Management in 2018, sitting on hole 16 for like 12 hours, no sunscreen. It's like 90 degrees. We're just baking in the sun.
Recovering from severe hangovers with big ass burritos Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. If I didn't get that big breakfast burrito that morning, I was gonna vomit.
Trent, you're acting like you hadn't been a redhead for 30 years of your life before that to not know to bring sunscreen that
Yeah, and
day.
then we go to
Come on.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
We
Redhead,
played golf.
Phoenix, outside all day. I don't need sunscreen.
We played
You
golf.
needed to steal Clark's floppy hat.
Oh yeah.
We played golf that second day, so on Saturday, and all my sunscreen was in my golf bag left back at the hotel, so I didn't have it wet.
So at least you had it. I'll give you some props for that, but I'm sure they were overselling it like $15 for a bottle at that event, and
Probably.
I can understand not
those
wanting to
things are
spend it.
terrible.
Did you all see the video of the kid that they sat in the golf cart and then he just takes off on the golf cart?
Yep. Starts taking a while.
My favorite was the caption, just another day at the waste management.
Just driving off.
It's
Yeah.
what happens with you and James after those between the 9 Yeg bombs that you always go through.
Yeah, and that was right there. That was he like crashed through the gate onto the practice screen.
The kid or James?
the kid, yeah, yeah, that was funny.
Never expect to play good golf with James, or else your expectations get blown after the 9th hole.
I'd never expect to play good golf with me because I'll get in your head. That tiger intimidation.
The mental games, is that it?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, unless you guys got anything else, let's kind of wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Again, appreciate you guys for listening, tuning in live if you did. If you're watching it on delay, again, still appreciate it. If you are watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe the video. We're also on Facebook at Pulse of the Heartland as well. Twitter and Instagram are both going to be at Heartland Pulse. And then for our actual podcast, where you can listen to the Super Bowl preview, our review of the great movie Home Team with Kevin James, we have a bunch of stuff like that coming up. You can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, about anywhere you can get it. Your podcast, just Pulse of the Heartland, subscribe, and yeah, that's it. Anything else, guys?
I don't think so.
The Anchor app, you can listen on there.
And
Brian doesn't
Anchor,
like that, so thought I'd throw that out there for you.
It's hilarious because I was talking to my dad this weekend. He listens to us on the Google podcast.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's like, "What is the Anchor thing you guys are always talking about?" And it's like, well,
Yeah. If he does, tell if he wants to listen on there as well, tell him we appreciate it. I guess they're the main reason we do have the pod right now. So
yeah.
we should show a little bit more love. So, but all right, guys, thanks for listening. Yeah, appreciate it.